Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on the channel, and in today's video we will be taking a tour around our base on map 1 of Vanilla Time. So this is my personal tunnel. We are east around about 2400 and this is a hipster door, automatic hipster door, which works perfectly. And if you get a board you can actually do this. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to open this trap door, place a boat, and then it's a really quick way to get from A to B and stopping any sort of spawns on the ice, and it just works perfectly fine. I'm just looking at my FPS right now, and I've got 1,000 frames per second. Like, how crazy is that? So we're at the end of the personal tunnel. As soon as we go through, we come to this sort of area here, which houses 4 portals, which all link to the same one. I wanted something that looks crazy and also is functional. This is the first thing I've ever really built. It is quite bad. There's a load of stuff going on. It's quite messy, but I really loved it at the time. So this is my general area. It is quite small compared to some of the other bases I've built, and we're going to go through each one and why I built them. So this house right here is the first house I ever built. I did build this on a single player world at the time, so I thought I would just transfer it over, and it looks really cool. So as soon as you come into this house, you get greeted with a bed, crafting table, all sorts of stuff, and it's just spacious as well. Looks really cool. We actually got some stuff in here as well. I didn't even notice. But we do have a chest full of shulker box, and in those shulker boxes, it's full of items. There we are. So we got enchanted books. What kind of books have we got? Just random books that's got some amazing enchantments. I think I was about to sell most of these. I'm not too sure though. Once this house was built, I sort of started winning competitions and as well voting reward milestones, so I really wanted a place to store them, and then I created this house here. And again, this house was created on my single player world. It was the first house that had shape, detail, and I went out of my comfort zone just to build this, and I'm so proud of it. As soon as you come into this house, you get greeted with a red carpet, come up the stairs, and these were the milestones for voting. So if we right click, that's what it used to look like. Nothing special. Now you get enchanted diamond swords with loads of lore. These were the events. So I used to win events, and this is sort of what it looks like with the date and what the event is, what day it was on, and your name. And these were the weekly competition winners. So I won 2 of those. Spiders and placing saplings as a mystery. That's crazy. I remember doing this as well. All I did was let the oak trees grow and I had blocks above them, and they were around here somewhere, and then I would just pick them all up and replant them all again, and I got so much oak wood from it. It was unreal. So on the Spawn Tour video, I told you that I got loads of inspiration from Prog Rocker, so I built this pond in inspiration of him, and I'm so proud of it. It looks so good. Every time I walked past here and saw this, I was just really happy with myself. Like these custom rocks, bit of wheat, just a bit of terraforming, and this was all custom made as well. Like this pond wasn't here, it was just a giant sort of hole that I covered in, and I'm really happy with it. Coming past the pond area, we have this inn, and Schematica was a massive thing at the time in 1.12, and I found a schematic of an inn on Google, and I was like, you know what, it will fit my base theme, so I'm gonna add it. And it took me a while, and I did a time lapse building it. Had loads and loads of chests around here. And eventually I had to go back through and sort everything out, because Schematica placing blocks so fast used to break a lot of stuff. But these are the sort of rooms that you get. I wasn't going to put anything in here. I was going to rent it out to other people who wanted to stay. But yeah, this is just absolutely insane. I don't think I would ever build something like this again as a like Matica or Schematica. I think I might try and build my own from now on. But yeah, this inn is incredible. So this place right here, how it just elevates downwards as some sort of field into a garden. This was all me. Wasn't a part of a schematic, and I sort of wanted different levels coming down here on the pathway. And I was gonna add an iron bar here, so it looks like the water's held back. But I wanted to waterlog it, but waterlogging iron bars back then wasn't a thing. But I'm really happy the way this turned out though. So coming down here, you have this sort of garden. And this was all custom made. I was going to do something over here by elevating the land. I wanted a horse stable somewhere around here. I was going to do a lot of stuff with horses, but I never got around to it. And down here, it is really dark, so I'm going to turn off shaders. There we are. Makes a massive difference, to be honest. So when you come down here, this was all blown up by TNT. And I sort of went through and started detailing it. Now I wouldn't do stuff like this. I would just make it more natural. This isn't natural. This is just a mess. But this area here is by far my favorite. And I don't know why it's my favorite. It just is. It's just easy to get up and around. And it just looks really, really good. So this is my skeleton farm. All these vines wasn't supposed to overgrow like this. I just never had string. I'm not too sure why I even placed vines here. But this works perfectly fine. You come down here, you get all your drops. Look how skinny the bones are in 1.12. These look ridiculous, honestly. So basically, I kept AFKing down here and I needed some sort of storage system. So I built this, and this has got quite a few bones in. Even more storage for bones, arrows. I used to sell arrows as well, but I got quite a few stacks in there. Bows as well. You used to make up a full entire like durability bow before you can make like a dispenser, but now you can use broken ones. So the flow design is quite cool. I really like it, and I needed something to go in the middle to break it up basically, and I added this little pool thing here. And above on the ceiling, this is just, I wanted this to be as natural as possible, and I just started throwing ores into the ceiling. So while I got more and more XP, I needed an enchanting table set up. So if you come through here, and this is where it's housed. This used to be full of books, and same with this with lapis. This black concrete was supposed to look like it's corrupted and it was moving away, but I just love the way oak and spruce work together. Like, this is by far the favorite thing I ever built at the time, and it still looks really cool today. So making our way around the corner, we come to this house here. So I needed another house basically for like colorful blocks, so wool, terracotta, stuff like that. So I made this little place here, and I started housing loads of terracotta. And there it was here. Oh, we did have concrete powder. I didn't realize this update had concrete powder. I thought that was a new thing. But we also have loads of wool as well, carpets. And this is where I always went for decorational blocks. It's quite huge in here, not gonna lie, with furnaces. You could actually live in here in a survival house, 100%. So I built this sort of stuff 5 years ago, and now my builds have improved. And so is my tree skills. I don't know what this is, but it looks terrible. I'm going to turn shaders off now so I can show you some other stuff without that sun blinding me and you. So this is my enchanting setup. I built this about 7 years ago, right? And I made a video doing it and how to do it. And I thought it looked quite cool when I first built it. These were supposed to be droppers in here, droppers or dispensers, which has 9 slots, and you can just put them in the floor, make them look cool. But I actually added furnaces in here, and I don't know why I did that, and I didn't even realize till the other day as well, which is absolutely silly of me. This is Coralis's sort of, I think it's like a 12 by 12 house. I've built this on every single map on Vanilla Time. Always. I love this house to bits. And I did it on a video and it did so well. It was the most viewed video on my channel as a Let's Play. And I was so happy with it. Seeing this modern sort of look and then having some sort of rustic medieval look over there, it was just amazing. I was going to add more sort of modern builds scattered around here. I didn't want to change too much, but it really did work together, these two builds. I was going to add some sort of pathway here before it reset, but I never got around doing it. So making our way down here, we'll come to this sort of area and with a lever. So if you click this lever, there's a hipster door, a 1x2, which is quite cool. There's a on and off switch there. I didn't add one here because why would I lock myself in? You know what I mean? But this is my super storage. I was at the time going to build this on a video, showing everyone how it's done. This is my first ever item sorter I have ever built, storage system ever built on Minecraft. I was really happy with the outcome, but it took me 3 months. Like, once I built this first level, I was burnt out straight away. But I also needed a furnace array, so I made a second level and added it into a wall. And let me just go in spectator mode. So once you come through here, the redstone is pretty simple, honestly. All the items get distributed evenly. So this is the fuel. And I used coal blocks, actually. Like, I had so much coal, it was unreal. So I just started throwing blocks in. And this is the input and this is the output, which did its job, to be honest. The way this system works is this is the input chest. Basically, when you put items in here, it will get shot up in this glass elevator. And items will go in these hoppers at the top. And these will make its way around. And if it doesn't get always sorted in here, it will make its way into this random output chest. But underneath this chest, there's another row of hoppers going around, down, left, right. And it's just going everywhere. Then it comes to this side. And it circles away around down here if it doesn't get cycled through again. I do have a 3rd floor. And as you can tell, hoppers going everywhere. And this is what made this sort of project difficult and last ages. Is just because it took me so long to get all the hoppers in place. And this is, again, some more items. And then this is the final one, which there's so much that I didn't actually add into the system. So this here is my trading hall. This is the first ever trading hall I have ever built. When I showed everyone my trading hall, they were scared of these faces, but I was super proud of it, to be honest. It looked really cool. But this is what the old villagers used to look like. The white coats were either the cartographers or the librarians. These ones were the clerics, and these ones were the armorers. I didn't have any butchers. I didn't have any fishermen either. It was just like 4 of them I needed. And the flesh was the main one I needed because I had a dual zombie farm. So how this trading hall works is if you put a minecart here, it will pick up a villager. Well, it would normally pick up a villager like that. And it will make its way around. And let me just go in spectator mode. And they will land here. And this block here was supposed to push them. Let me see if I can do that for you. There we are. Makes its way up and around. There's water streams, which carries it. And then when it comes to a fence gate that's open, it will drop down. So one of these, it will make its way all the way around, drop down here, and then it will stay there. And there's this little view window as well, which looked amazing. And honestly, this, I'm telling you, this was the best farm I ever built. And if you didn't want the villagers, you could press this one button here. So actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in creative. If you click this button, they will drop down. And they would actually suffocate in this block. And if they didn't die, I think there's a cactus somewhere. Oh, there used to be a cactus at the behind here. But when they died, this minecart will make its way all the way down here, back up, and back into the system, which is up here. Or even somewhere around here. I used to have it all connected up with cactuses and stuff, all automated. But yeah, and this guy is already in. This guy was the one that we pulled. Over here, they were full of trading materials, so there's loads and loads of sugarcane. Like, I've got so much of this still down in my other storage system because I've got two. There's just so much of it. And this is the villager breeder. Basically, I used to come up here, put loads of bread in the water stream, and there's two villagers in here that would breed. And to turn the breeder off, you just press this lever here, and it turns off the entire breeder. So this is the automatic tree farm. So what you would do is you would be where that sheep is now. You would right click this lever, hold down right click here, which your saplings will go. Once the trees basically grew, it would send a signal all the way around, and these pistons will push the oak back, and this will push it along, and we can make so much. Like, we could have made a grid full of oak like wood and chop it down, and we did that loads and loads of times just to make the chests for the super storage system. So now I'm going to show you the back of the build of that one. I'm going to show you why I built this and some of the trees. So I did have a strip mine down here somewhere. I'll show you that in a moment, what's down there. Basically, I died at the very bottom of my strip mine, and I needed a place to AFK, so I built this little thing here. Also built by crawlers. It's really small, easy to build, and it looks really cool. And I always AFK'd in here. Nothing could have got me. Nothing could have snuck up on me. It was really cool. This was the first tree I ever grew, and it just looks absolutely insane. So I started decorating it, making it look a little bit better. And this was something I was proud of. I wanted to make more of these, and that's what I did. I kept growing loads and loads of massive oak trees, and then started decorating them. Started dotting them around, and they look really cool. Because I couldn't build custom trees at the time, so I made these look even better. Over here is a family home, and I built this on a creative world as well. Honestly, I started to get better at building, and I took a lot of inspiration off Google and YouTube and Pinterest at the time. And if you come inside here, it is quite dark actually. So there we are. In here is our kitchen with a ventilation system from our oven, if you would like it to be. And this is very spacious. I was going to add like a black and white carpet or flooring as some tiles, but I never really thought of it till now. These two rooms here are identical, and they are like a family room to stay in. But other than that, it just works really well. And I wanted to add different sort of shapes to this build. And same with the roof. I didn't want the roof to be just the same like this going along. So I wanted to add some sort of variation in it with different blocks. And I think it works out perfectly, to be honest. This chimney looks awesome. I added some mossy cobblestone as well, which adds some sort of texture. And these trees here are actually these ones with no leaves. I did add like 1 or 2 oak logs and some sort of slabs, fences and buttons. And I did it on this side as well, and it just looks so good. It really does. And same with the wheat patch there. This was a family home, and this was by far the best build I ever built around this area. Now we've got all the buildings sorted, we are going to go down into my massive project that I started. So you would come down here and you would just fall. You would just let yourself fall. This is called a minecart elevator, and it was really cool to build. Really, really fast because you could just right click all the way up and you are at the top straight away. It was perfect. So now you come to this area. Now, if you watch my map 4 Let's Play, I dug a massive hole. And every single map from this one, I've always built a 100 by 100 hole. But literally, this is my second storage system. And this is for like bones, farmable materials, flowers, food, anything that's not block related, to be honest. So let's get started. So over here is a slime chunk, and same with this one. And if you're wondering why there's loads of vines across here, the last competition I had was crafting mossy cobblestone blocks. Me and Mr. Phillips Craft both went head to head. He won, and I was kind of salty, but the competition was really fun. It just was, and I would love to do it again. This right here was at my fishing farm. So if you come in here, this is my fishing farm built by Exumavoid, and this worked amazingly. Let me just get a fishing rod actually. Fishing rod. There we are. Would this work in creative? Let's see. So it actually still works. We did get a what's it called? Cooked cod or raw cod, and this is my storage system for it all. And if you come down here, let's see. Yeah, I got one of these. Raw fish looks different now. This doesn't look like raw fish in 1.18. Same with the saddles and salmon. Everything in here has really changed a lot, to be honest. But yeah, we've got loads of stuff in here. I remember getting loads of name tags. I was so happy with myself. It was amazing for me. So as soon as I built a sort of structure around here, I also had a on and off switch for lights. And these were, I don't know why I did these. I thought I was really good at redstone, but I wasn't really. If you come around here, this is a Nano Farm. And this is where I grew most of my potatoes and carrots. And I think I either sold them or traded them with villagers. And this fit really well into the fishing farm. And I didn't know this was a slime chunk till now, actually. This is a slime chunk, so we could have actually made a slime farm right here. And I don't know why I didn't. And this here is the last ever episode I ever recorded on Vanilla Time Season 1. And this is the sugarcane farm that everyone knows and loves. And all the storage for it goes all the way around here. And let's see if we can find sugarcane. Yeah, all the chests are full. And same with these ones at the back, which has got random output. And these chests here are full of sugarcane as well, besides this one. Sugarcane everywhere. These saddles look really cool. I wish they didn't change them, to be honest. By far the best texture ever. But yeah, I did have plans to build loads of different stuff in each square, but I never got around doing it. And it sort of broke my heart, because this was by far the best seed and the best server I ever played on at the time. So I wanted to do so much more. And if you're wondering what this is, let me show you. So coming down here, this was my strip mine. And then I was backtracking. I was going to mine some diamonds and stuff. Then I turned around and I found this. And I was like, why has someone been building on my base? Like, I didn't even know what this was at the time. And then I started exploring it. And I was like, wait a minute. This is actually a stronghold. And I didn't need even travel like thousands of blocks to go to the end. I literally live at a stronghold, which was super exciting for me. And by far the best thing I've ever found on any map. Also, this over here is my rail duper. It's super easy, honestly. You click this and you get 4 rails literally every second. And I have so many chests full of different types of rails. There you are. That's not in there. Where are my rails? Let's see. It must be in this side here. Yeah, here we are. Activator Rails. I wanted 3 double chests of every single one of them, but I was more interested in the rails, normal rails and the powered rails, just to transport and stuff around. But yeah, I'm going to try this little setup here in 1.18 to see if it actually works. But I do have one more thing to show you, and that is the base tour all sorted. And if you come down here, and if you find this oak block here, and you keep following it all the way down, you will actually come to this area here. And this here is a zombie spawner, and we have a zombie spawner here and here. We also have a cave spider spawner here and here as well. So if we AFK'd, let me just go into creative here, we would activate 2 spawners. It would be zombie and zombie. And if we stood around about here, we would activate two of the spiders. And I AFK'd here for like 1 or 2 months straight, and I started selling wool, and all the drops would come in here, and also the zombie flesh would come in here. And that's why I needed those clerics to trade emeralds, flesh for emeralds. But I also was getting chicken as well, which was really cool. And then I started getting loads and loads of glowstone and stuff. I don't know why or where I've got these from. The wool is from the string, and I'm not too sure where any of this came from. But I do have it in here, and I don't know why. Well, I got more sugarcane. But this is my inventory. I didn't even have anything in my ender chest, to be honest. But this is my sword. I bought this for 1 diamond. These are also 1 diamond each as well from a store that closed down. But this is my armor. There was no netherite at the time. Mending was quite new as well. Sharpness 5 on an axe, which was quite cool. Same again. And I also had this as well on my very last collectible, which was absolutely good to have. Got 1 sponge, a elytra with no mending or unbreaking 3. And I didn't even have any rockets even. I'm not too sure why. But you can tell this was a voting reward. You can tell this was a voting reward. And I think this was a extra lucky reward as well. The 4 steak came from a reward. And I'm pretty sure this was my last ever reward on the server. So this is my first ever ocean monument getting drained. This took me forever at the time. I remember putting all the walls in, trying to find videos, understanding how it works. And let me just turn off shaders. And let us go down below. I did start draining most of the stuff in here, but this was the biggest pain ever. I didn't want to drain everything, and I wanted someone to do it for me, but I didn't have enough diamonds to get someone to sort it. I had these cobblestone walls up just because the guardians were actually killing me on the sides, and I always got another person to be at their ocean monument farm, just so I don't have all the spawns at my place. But yeah, this is the first one I ever done. And this isn't the last one I ever done either. So on map 3, you'll see how many I built there. So that is going to wrap it up for the base tour. I am really happy coming down here and seeing all this. At the time, I was at college. I dropped out of college and I started doing videos. I was working. I was going through a lot, and I would have never changed that for the world. Bought my first ever microphone and started recording from day 1. And I do have a server tour of map 2, but it isn't structured the same way. It's more of a let's play episode than a server tour. But I'll also link that in the description, as well as on Discord as well. If you did enjoy this video, smash that like button and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. The next video will be a server tour of map 3, so stay tuned for that.